Welcome everybody to Complexity versus CLG, the final round of 8 match for Beyond the Summits World Tour. I am your host, LD of dotacommentaries.com, and joining me will be 1437 of Mouse Sports, who just faced off against Complexity. And let's just say that was a rough series for them. Mouse Sports played valiantly, but in the end was not enough. So, well, he's got to know a thing or two about them after facing off in a pretty epic best out of 5. But here we go, Complexity versus CLG. Again, our final round of 8 match. After this, we move into the semifinals. This is a single elimination format. This is game number 1, so it will be a best out of 3. Complexity on the Radiant, CLG on the Dire, and 1437 need to step away for a moment, but he should be back soon. He'll give me a call, and then we'll get right into it. So, for the moment, what do we see in terms of our draft? Complexity, banning out the Tinker. I hear that CLG has used quite a bit. The Rubik, the Leshrac, really all standard bans across the board. So what do we have left? Prophet, Invoker, Shadow Demon. These are some of the big heroes I'd expect to come off the board right away for CLG, especially that Invoker. For Complexity, Tidehunter. I hear they've used with great success that they favor a lot. Venomancer, their support of choice nowadays, usually played by IX Mike. Some great options for them as well, and really both teams have a strong Invoker player in jeyo, as well as normally pajkatt, although I believe Misery has played it on occasion. So a lot of good heroes that both teams would love to get their hands on, and off the bat, Complexity, no big surprises here. They're going to take a Nature's Prophet. For Complexity, the fatigue factor may slip into this one. CLG did have an earlier best out of 3 against Mouse Sports, but they had some time off. They had time to recuperate. It is a little bit late over on their end of the world. As for Complexity, not so late, although from what I know of their sleep schedules, they actually get up quite early in the day, so it could be late in that sense. But more importantly, they played a pretty long best out of 5. Some significant pauses there, and just even the games that ended relatively quickly were still pretty long. The drafts, both teams very studious, so fatigue could be a factor for both teams. But for the most part, I do expect to see great play from both of them. And CLG, they get a Morphling, so this will be almost certainly, well, I want to say it's almost certainly pajkatts, but in the past we have seen Misery play this as well, so we'll have to see who's going to handle it. But they get some very strong offensive firepower. Great heroes to have in the laning stage. Then, of course, that hard carry potential that the Morphling brings to the table.
Venomancer.
Complexity, again, no surprises. They go for the Venomancer. Don't be surprised if Tidehunter is the pick, and they take the words right out of my mouth. They pick him up. I gotta say, for Complexity, it is, at this point, it feels standard, right? I mean, they're picking these heroes almost every game, with some variations depending on the bans, depending on their opponent's picks, but these picks are working, and why mess with a winning formula? The other great thing about it is if they have other strategies, if they have other things they're practicing, they're not being forced to reveal them. And really, it's got to be CLG who are the underdogs in this match. Complexity winning a tournament with CLG could even make it to the grand finals. And can CLG mess up that winning formula? Well, if you're up against a Tidehunter, if you're up against a Venomancer and a Prophet, a lot of big team fight, but very reliant on magical damage to do the damage, especially in the early to mid game. Morphling can be a powerful hero, pretty good at dodging a lot of those spells, pretty good at making you waste them. And then if you get a quick BKB, or something to allow you to survive and tank up, maybe even a Mad Style to remove some Venomancer's damage over time, that can really frustrate a team fight oriented lineup like this. But the beauty of this lineup for Complexity is it's not just team fight. They have great push in the Prophet and the Venomancer. They really have a little bit of everything, and I think that's why they favor Venomancer as their support so much above all else, is he gives you more than other supports. He's not just a good lane controller, he's not just a pusher, he's a little bit of everything. For CLG, they go again for another very strong laning hero. Not much team fight. Looks like they aren't really interested in contesting the team fight of Complexity head-on in the early game. More interested in spreading the map, having a really dominant laning stage. Windrunner is the pick. I'm guessing this will be handled by Misery, or could be Lacoste as well. We'll have to see. Probably one of those two will be taken up by Windrunner. So no clear indication of where these heroes will be laning just yet, but we know that Morphling and Windrunner, two of these, at least one of these will definitely be soloed, and Enchantress will be in the jungle. And that means they probably are looking for some support, some initiation, maybe something like a Sand King. Leshrac is banned, so who do you actually partner him up with? Well, they could even look towards an Earthshaker, a very good combo to have with the Morphling, the Windrunner, slow down the Prophet's push, maybe set up a nice fissure block, punish over aggression. But in the mid game, it is going to be Complexity who control the team fight, so that much is clear, at least the way the draft is shaping up so far. Complexity, realizing that CLG needs a strong support, they go ahead ban out the Crystal Maiden. Great choice there, and for CLG, they ban the Queen of Pain, and for CLG, they have to be concerned about Complexity's team fight. It's already enough as it is. You don't want to give someone big up like that Queen of Pain. No gods. 1437 is not my imaginary friend. He's not here yet. For anyone who's wondering, I do have a co-caster today. That's 1437. He's in the game, but he is AFK for the moment, so he will hop in, and hopefully by the time the draft's done, he'll be there. But no, I'm not talking to myself. I'm just talking to me right now. You're not missing anything if you're only hearing my voice, but he should be back soon, and then you should hear him. So, actually, let me make sure my in-game is working. Should be good to go there. Should be good to go. Disruptor gets the ban. Well, CLG was clearly watching the defense finals because that was a hero complexity ran with great success in that deciding game number 4. So it's an interesting ban. They need a support hero of some kind because generally for complexity, in fact, I want to say 99% of the time, it is Hannah Montana handling the Tidehunter, and usually he's going to be getting some farms. So that means Prophet, Venomancer. You have one support, that'll probably be IX Mike on the Venomancer. But you need another one, and Disruptor, banning that out, makes a lot of sense.
Lone Druid.
Well, we now know what TC will be playing, and, I mean, Complexity really just getting exactly what they want. These heroes, sure, they've run other ones, but they are perfectly fine with this lineup. This is a very solid lineup. It does a little bit of everything. It pushes, it team... In fact, it does a lot of everything, is the way to put it. It pushes, it team fights, it defends quite well. It goes for Roshan quickly, although they are on the Radiant side, so that's going to be a little bit trickier. It ganks well. Even the lane control is strong here. Lone Druid, a great laning hero. Venomancer, we all know about his power with the Gale, and then later on the Poison Scene and the wards to help defend, to help push. And of course, Tidehunter, teamfight specialist extraordinaire. And Complexity want to have that teamfight edge. That's why we see them banning out the Panda in that final ban of the second stage. And well, from here on out, we'll have to see where CLG wants to go. Do they try and back up and... No voice in Dota TV. I believe that should be fixed now. Let me just double check. Sorry guys on the live stream, just want to make sure the Dota TV audio is working. I've been told that if you enable the open mic and then disable it, that will fix it. Hello, how are you?
Sup?
Hey guys, this is 1437 of Mouseboards, who is intimately familiar with Complexity, and I hear myself in the background. Is there any chance you can turn your speakers down? Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, hold on. Actually, let's just redo the call, because he sounded a bit really loud earlier.
Okay. So while we're waiting, it looks like no picks have taken place. They went.
Hello?
Hey, welcome back.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Wait,
and
do you hear yourself?
5 seconds.
Not so much. Yeah, it seems better.
Okay, yeah, it's better now.
Okay, so we're most of the way through the draft, but you guys just played Complexity, man, and they're getting the same heroes they got pretty much, really all defense long.
Oh wait, I actually hear myself through you.
Really?
It's kind of weird.
I'm talking in-game. You probably want to mute. Go to audio under the Dota settings, and then click on mute co-broadcasters. It's in the bottom left.
Okay.
That should fix the echo.
It's already off.
It is off.
But I can
Are you still hear me?
Yeah.
Huh. That is very strange.
Maybe it's in your.
Do you have the stream open by any chance?
No, I don't. I just hear myself through your Skype.
I have my speakers off. What the hell is going on?
Remaining.
Let me make sure I'm using the right.
Okay.
Is it bad? Is it still bad?
Hello?
Hold on.
Wait, yeah, it is. I can still hear you.
Okay, one sec. I'm checking my Windows settings.
10 seconds.
I got a Chen last pick. I didn't even realize that slipped through. Oh goodness.
5 seconds
That's
Strong
surprising.
spirit is alive.
All right, is it better now?
Radiant team pick.
Let's see. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Is it better for you?
Yeah, I can hear you, but now I'm hearing you twice. This is weird, dude. This is
Oh
weird.
man! All right, hold on. Let me double check all my audio settings here. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I think it is. Hold on.
Yeah. First I heard myself, and now I hear yourself.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
weird.
That one thing is fixed. Now let's try this. Okay.
Still hear you.
Still hear me.
Yep. Okay, let's call again then. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's give me one sec. Let me close down the call and I'm gonna fix one thing.
Okay, wait.
Is it better?
Okay, it's actually in game. I can hear, but it's all off. Like my mute coL broadcaster thing.
It should be on the mute co-broadcaster. Is that on?
I'm such an idiot. Actually.
Well, it's good that you
such a-
mentioned it though, because I believe I had something wrong in my Dota TV settings anyway. So.
Okay, good. See,
Yeah.
it was all meant to be.
All right, so it's still okay. Yeah, I'm good on my end. I think everything should be good, guys. I apologize for the
Yeah.
technical difficulties, but I am LD. This is game number 1, CLG versus Complexity. I'm joined by none other than 1437, the captain of Mouse Sports, and well, I'm looking to your insight into this game. We saw a Chen slip through as the final pick of the draft. I honestly think both teams just forgot that he was there because he lasted so long. Enchantress was in the pool the whole time, so maybe that was a consideration.
Yeah, what I'm surprised is that the CLG actually picked Enchantress over Chen. Like, if you've seen their past games, they've always favored the Chen
30
over the
seconds
Enchantress,
to
because
battle.
normally teams would ban Chen against CLG because they know how powerful they play the hero. And so they end up with the Enchantress. But this game, like, Chen wasn't even banned. They first picked Enchantress, or their second picked it. And then CLG decided, okay, let's just give them Chen and try to, fight them in their jungle. But no, it looks like they're going back actually. They don't
Yeah,
wanna do it
I should actually properly introduce the
The
players real
battle
quickly. So we have
begins.
Lacoste on the Windrunner. Looks like we headed down to the off lane. Akke gonna be defensive jungling for the moment on the Enchantress. Mirakel maybe gonna do some double jungling or roaming around with him. Pajkatt was pulled some regen. He's going solo mid on the Morph lane. And up top, it's Misery gonna be in that safe lane on the Storm Spirit. TC, meanwhile for Complexity, handling the bottom lane. 6 tangos picked up a lot of regen, expecting some harassment. Fluffnstuff, also defensive jungling, early smoke on him. Looks like IX Mike will be supporting this low druid. In the middle lane, it's Jeyo up against Pajkatt, playing that Prophet. And finally up top, it is Hannah Montana on the Tidehunter. So, Chen and Enchantress get through to the last 2 picks, and, well, you're surprised that they don't opt for the...
Enchantress was the first pick.
Oh, you're
Enchantress was
right,
first
you're
pick.
right. See, I'm spacing out, man, trying to fix all that audio stuff. But yeah, somehow Chen slips through. Like you said, they opted for the Enchantress, which it is the more aggressive here early on, as we see Hannah Montana top lane. Oh, this could be bad. Miracle just arranged for the Burrow Strike. No pull just yet. They might be able to get him one more auto attack. No, he's gonna live. Oh, that
Yeah.
anchor smash and the stout shield saving him there. Oh, that's pretty
the
close.
Shield proc, yeah.
Close stuff there. So he lives, but this is not going to be a fun lane for him.
It won't. This is actually a really interesting lineup by CLG. This is sort of what we did with the Morphling in the games that we played. We pulled him 2 set of regen, so he could solo up against the Furin, because the Furin will be TPing around, right? And that would give, Morphling the ability to free farm. Like, this is something, like, I think people in the future should do as well. Just put your carry against Furion. He can't last hit so well, and it looks like they're going to be a gank.
It's kind of ridiculous that one of the best hard carries in the game is also one of the best 1v1 laners in the game. It's a lot to deal
not
with.
only Morphling, but like anti-mage as well, You
Right.
can solo anti-mage. On mid lane it's not so easy, but in the short lane, anti-mage versus Furion, you can chase him down, burn all his mana, and whatnot like that. It's pretty good counter to Furion.
Oh, Hannah Montana. Look at this aggressive play by Misery, tanking the tower. There's a backstab attempt by Miracle. No creeps here. Misery will be forced back. Just a little bit too greedy there, and CLG, they went for smoke gang, didn't end up really finding anything off of that, so surprisingly no first blood, but constant pressure on this top lane. Miracle's even pulling the creeps away. They really want to have a crack at Hannah Montana, but just not enough.
Bottom.
Oh, DD Ruin picked up. Well, going on IX Mike, he's got Windrun. Probably could have get the kill with it, but he's not using it.
Yeah,
Surprising.
Lacoste hesitated a little when Venomancer was going into the fog. If you pursued him from the beginning while he was right-clicking, he may have gotten first blood. But, yeah.
Look at the farm on TC. 13 and 13. 2.5 minutes, and has he missed a creep? I don't think so, man. 14 and 14. He is
No,
perfect.
yeah. At 2:48, that's the 15 and 16 creep. Nope, he hasn't missed a single one. That's his first deny that he missed.
Doesn't matter, because Lacoste was not in range for that. Look at Lacoste's experience, but top lane. Once again, Hannah Montana, the gank coming onto him. The net not in range. Bit of miss micro there by Akke, blocking his own creeps with his hero. This is not good. This is not good at all. Your Windrunner is level 1. Meanwhile, Tidehunter, although he's been ganked a couple of times, he's already hitting level 4. This is not a good trade for CLG, plus the smoke ganks from Enchantress. Not really working out, so even she's not farming as much as Fluff is just sitting in his jungle, already has the chainmail picked up, but here's the pressure top.
Exactly, and look at Hannah. He's level 4.5. Oh, here comes the level 1 sanking. This is not going to end.
They really want him. They're obsessed with killing him off at this point.
I don't know. Like,
Radiant's top
if
tower
you
is under
look at
attack.
CLG's strategy that they're running right now, you would think that a
Radiant
Chen or something would
structures
be
are fortified.
much better suited, right? So you can actually scale well into the mid game, late game. Like Enchantress this way, if she doesn't get kills or doesn't get 2 quick towers, like it's not so good.
Radiant's top
Right.
tower
You know
is
what I
under
mean?
attack.
Well,
compared
normally,
to like a Chen or something.
I mean, you talked about how Chen's like he's a better sort of utility support here. He helps your team a lot more, sending them back to base, healing them up,
Radiant's top
and he can
tower
keep
is
that
under
big creep
attack.
army up in the mid game. Whereas for Enchantress, she can get more early, but she doesn't keep it up as well. But here's the other thing. I mean, normally when you pick an Enchantress, you want her for that early aggression, but then you also pick her for the damage.
push coming in bottom.
Does this team really need damage though? They already have a Morphling, they have a Windrunner, and
Yeah,
a Storm. I feel like they have enough, and Enchantress potential really being wasted.
exactly. Like Enchantress is good when you can take towers down and get her like a quick Aghanims or something and try to really, you know,
Dire's
finish a
bottom
game
tower
quick,
has fallen.
or you know, or try to buy time for some other people. But the way it's going right now, it's not looking so good for CLG.
Oh,
Like-
bottom lane, Lacoste's gonna eat the Gale. The Troll once
Gale.
again being blocked, this time by the
He will
Venomancer.
die
But
here.
oh, he's in trouble. He's
They
level
will-
1.
It's first blood. It's worth it.
Oh. First blood inside the enemy's base under their tier 3. No trade really being made. They still haven't even got. They just got the tier 1 top, but they're gonna
And
lose 2
Lacoste-
for this.
Dire's bottom
And
tower
Lacoste was
is under
spam
attack.
pinging his tier 2 tower. He
This-
seems pretty upset that there's no support coming in for him.
There is a TP of Miracle, but what's a level 2 Sand King gonna do there, really?
Yeah, Lacoste is still level 1. He can't even power shot down anything. Like right now, they can just walk right into their base.
This
and
is
they can't
and
do
they're going to. This is unbelievable. 1900 gold up on TC. Another trap. Lacoste screwed
he's
again.
gonna
The
die again.
entangle. Oh no! Lacoste died under his own tier 3 for the second time. They will get a tier 1 mid. A hero kill not that big of a deal, but like you said, the problem is they're pushing now.
Yeah. What I don't like here is that jeyo just backed off. I'm actually not sure why he did that. Like if he kept on going in with Chen and everybody else into their base and made Chen stare, they probably could get this tier 3 tower bottom.
Well, you know, normally when you're pushing the tier 3, we see IX Mike just explodes.
Yeah.
But normally when you're pushing
Well,
a tier 3 at 6 minutes, there's a reaction. Complexity, or CLG didn't react, and maybe Complexity were expecting a quicker reaction. Either way, long zip in for Fluff, who's level 5 already. Will there be a pull? Misery's got it, 2 points in it, waiting for the Burrow Strike through, and Misery should get the kill, so they get the trade, but that is 4 heroes chasing a long way. They give up 2 kills on their Windrunner, who's level 4 after that engagement. Suddenly got a bunch of experience from the creep wave pushing into her base, but not sure that's a great trade. They also gave up tier 2. They didn't get one in return.
They got mid tower in return.
Right. But not a tier
That's
2.
what they got. Yeah, when I said the Fury should have kept on going, it's because the mid, like CLG was assaulting the mid tower and it was still alive. Like if he was just watching that, he would know that they wouldn't like react quick enough, and they would be able to like at least chunk the bottom tier 3 tower, which they did do. But I felt like with Furion and level 3 Trents, he probably could have killed it, or they probably could have killed it.
Alright, 1437. So you're CLG right now. You've had a kind of questionable start. You've given up a couple early towers. Your Windrunner's really behind. Your Enchantress Smoke Ganks have not been working out. They even breached high ground. They didn't kill the tier 3, but they did a bunch of damage to it. And oh, by the way, TC has 2400 gold. Can you just try and farm your way to victory, or do you have to force something here?
Well, I mean, at this point in time, all you can really do is farm. Like if you look at Complexity's position, nobody on their team is capable of getting ganked or getting picked off, because the only guy who's alone right now is the Titaner, and he has 900 HP with Kraken Shell.
And he's got Ravage.
You're gonna have to waste a lot of resources on that. Like right now, all the CLG can really do is just try and farm. They're like maybe they can get a smoke gank going somewhere, or oh god, Lacoste bottom.
Here we go. Complexity Smoke Ganks. Boy, do they love them. Gale to start it
And
off,
to
and he's
Centaurs.
dead.
Bam.
And so screwed. This has to be the worst time I've ever seen anyone have in the off lane. He was level 1 at 5 minutes.
Yeah. He did get level 4 now though, but it's fine.
But even then, it's not enough. The real issue is he can't leave his base, because then they come and gank him. Where's the trade-off for CLG? They're looking for a top. Wait for missing. Jeyo can maybe TP out.
is under attack.
No, Burrow Strike not used
They'll
yet.
kill him though.
They're breaching high ground though, bottom, and they have Ravage up. DD zip in by Misery, trying to bait out the Ravage. It's gonna hit.
Ravage.
Oh, the chain stun will be enough. Misery trying to run away, zipping. Now just auto attacking. He's gonna get a kill, and he's gonna live. Lacoste entangled again. The berry summoned, but now perhaps Complexity needs to back off. They will do so. Fluff with the early buckler, but not level 6. In comes pajkatt, replicate on a Misery, still giving chase. The creeps blocking him. And the bear looking for the entangle. No lucky entangle this time for TC, but had him on 10 on the front lines. Misery out of mana at this point. A gush could end his life. No.
Centaur stuns. Oh my.
Oh, Burrow Strike throwing 2. pajkatt still tanking. Pretty will be enough. Waveform through, gets another kill. And pajkatt, that replicate's running out. He doesn't have mana to use it. Doesn't matter though. Miracle's trying to fight the bear, and that's probably not a fight he can win. Goes Invis. No sentries on IX Mike. But he chooses to come out of it. The Centaur Stomp was coming. Although there was no mana
The
for it.
Centaurs had no mana.
Yeah.
He was actually fine there.
Are they gonna keep on pushing?
He didn't check, probably.
Radiant's
No earn
So,
up for
what we
profit.
attack.
Yeah, so what we saw there was Complexity. I felt like there was some sort of miscommunication there where the Tidehunter ravaged the storm, but not everybody focused on the storm. Normally when you have 4 heroes there and a hero gets ravaged in the middle of all of them, you expect them to just, die. But he only took about like 300 damage or something and actually zapped around in front of them, killed the Venomancer while everybody else was attacking a tower or creeps or something. Yeah, it was that tower.
It's kind of Dota 101, right? If you use your big AoE teamfight ability on a single hero, you'd better focus him.
Yeah, I think what TC was thinking, also, oh, okay, if we kill this tier 3 tower, then we can just fight here, but that didn't happen. But I felt like when they do use your Ravage, you should focus down that one hero that's there.
Oh, IX Mike. Burrow Strike through. Bear and Hero Dust is used. TC. Pretty tanky. And with the phase boots, he's just going to outrun it. The Entangle turns around, kills him off, and here comes Misery in the middle of the fight. Waveform through. Big damage from pajkatt. Oh, the chain stun on Misery, which is what you're oohing and eyeing about. Or not onto Misery, I should say. pajkatt gets entangled again. Complexity starting to fall apart a little bit here after an amazing start. Waveform through. The Shackle is going to hit Lacoste up to level 6 now. The Centaurs, no bot on those, cannot contribute. They won't chase Hannah Montana. But when that Ravage is down, CLG takes the fight to Complexity, and boy does it pay off.
What was really difficult to watch was when the Sanking went on to the Syllabear, with his ultimate, and you just knew that wasn't gonna do anything. But somehow CLG just made it back there. Like, I'm surprised. It feels like CLG is sort of just outfighting them right now. Like,
I'm getting reports that people cannot hear you, so let me restart Skype. I have had this issue happen before, and I'll call you right back, okay? Sorry about that, guys. This was kind of last minute. The 1437 said he could do it, and, well, Dota TV occasionally does have some issues, but he should be back soon. Entangle on the Miracle middle lane. Oh, this could be bad. Held in place low, but not enough for the kill. In comes Enchantress, and she should be able to turn things around. Meanwhile, the pressure coming top from pajkatt. And I am calling 1437 back. Hopefully he'll be here soon. In the meantime, do apologize to anybody who hasn't been able to hear him. Hopefully the audio is coming through now. It should be on the VOD either way if you want to hear what he was saying. But basically, CLG have somehow clawed their way back into a game that looked like it was a horrible start, and here we go. Big zip in by Misery. Gush onto him.
seen this before.
Don't like how this movie ends.
No, it didn't end the same way though.
Oh, did it! Miracle! TP in by
here
jeyo. Power shot, not gonna hit. He'll be okay. Or it is gonna hit, but everyone's gonna back off at the end, so here's the thing for Complexity, is that TC was on track for maybe a 12-minute relic, I want to say, at the rate he was farming, but that team fight, that push, the prolonged engagement, he wasn't farming, and he dies in the end. So he slowed down, but is it slow enough?
Well, now that Tidehunter has his ulti up again, I'm thinking, Complexity will go and try and push mid lane, but he's actually keeping off the Storm Spirit right now. He should start moving there or something. Like, if CLG realizes that Tidehunter isn't here, they could possibly take a fight right now.
Oh, Shackle on only on 2 creeps, but they're probably gonna die. It's a creep massacre.
The Tide is walking now towards mid lane.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah,
is
Kenny,
the
will
bear.
they fight? This is very dangerous to fight right now for CLG. If that Ravage hits, Gale on 2. Oh, this could be bad. This could be real bad. They're going in, but it looks like CLG should be able to back off. But that's the key point, is they are going to have to back off here. Fighting seems like it would be suicide. Will they really
All
try
these
anyway?
summons, they're just gonna pound on this tower soon as Glyph goes down. Chen also has his ultimate if he wants to heal all his creeps up at the same time.
Yeah, no mech
It would
yet.
actually totally be worth it.
He probably would have his mech now, but they chose to keep on pressuring that bottom lane. It's not up yet, but it will be soon. Maybe if you're Complexity, that's what you want to wait for it. I feel like every time I watch them, like in the defense today versus you guys, they just get all those big items up, and then when they push, when they go for team fights, it's just this overall massive stuff. Not just the creeps, although that's a big part of it, but also the mech, the pipe. Here we go, Fluff shackled up. This is what they need. But in comes Hannah Montana. The Ravage.
The Ravage!
Oh, hitting on 2 just barely.
Barely hitting on.
And they only get 1 in the end, but Miracle, maybe next line, no, great burst strike on the high ground. He will escape. They were lucky to catch anyone with that Ravage. That was absolute
Yeah.
maximum range.
That was. I actually thought that was gonna miss, but nope. Hit both. But anyways, they should really get this tower here now mid lane. The Glyph is down. Should be a free tower if Chen decides to go as well. And then nope. They just want to farm out the jungle.
Looks like they want the mech. Is there anything else big coming their way soon? Tidehunter, not too close to anything significant. Yeah,
But the thing about Tide is like he's eventually gonna end up getting that pipe.
right.
Like
It's
I don't see this Tidehunter dying any more than he has already died this game.
Well, you have Anchor Smash. Oh, pajkatt. He'll be okay. You have Anchor Smash. You're almost impossible to kill. They don't want to kill you anyway because you have Ravage. So yeah, you're probably gonna get that farm up at some point.
Yeah. That's just the thing about Tidehunter, you know? Like, he gives this mental pressure to all teams. Like, oh, you can't fight him, or, you know, you can't team fight him, or whatever. And
Right.
it just gets everybody all paranoid.
You have an Enigma, you have a Panda. You're still afraid to fight the Tide because one good Ravage, you don't get any ults off.
Over here now.
Oh, top lane.
Storm?
TC, they zip in. The entangle shouldn't be enough. TC gonna go down, and that's the relic delayed, and pajkatt suddenly unstoppable.
Really clutch kill. They CLG really needed to get that
Oh,
one.
he's not done. That's gonna be at least one more. The wand is
Gets
used
her up,
perfect
get up.
timing. Doesn't need it, I don't think. He's still got the haste. They're still going for this.
Yeah.
He'll be okay. And that's
Nope, he's like, nope, had to tank.
this is really where how CLG want to play this game. They don't want to go for the big team fights. Although
Oh,
I
if
think
they get this Chen kill too, this is gonna be huge actually.
oh, he's almost got his
If
mech.
you get this.
Are they gonna get him? It looks like they will. Burrow strike through. Epicenter even use the Senton stop. Not in time. He loses his whole army
They
too.
get the creeps. They get the creeps. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, Lacoste fishing for a shackle. That would have been clutch.
Like, getting those creeps and getting that Chen, it actually means CLG just bought themselves some time. Because now the Chen, when he revives, he has to go and get some more creeps. Like, you can see he has no creeps at all right now. And he's level 8. So he needs to spend that time getting 3 more creeps so he could be, you know, more useful. That's why I was saying that was a really clutch kill. And that Sankey note, even though he didn't hit anything, he still killed the creeps. Even though, you know, he died. Like, okay, it's a mistake, but it wasn't for nothing. Basically.
Yeah, it's the downside to playing one of these heroes that have to build their army off, whether it's Enchantress or especially Chen, like you mentioned. When you die, your
Well,
creeps
Enchantress
usually
is
go with
okay.
you.
That's the thing. That's also the bright side about Enchantress. She doesn't have to build the army. She can just go to a lane and just take a creep. It won't matter. But yeah, Chen has to build his army. He has to spend that time killing the camps after he takes one. And that's why, you know, CLG just bought themselves a bit more time. Where they could have possibly lost this. Okay, they're gonna get the
I thought he might last hit it with the wards, but in the end, not enough. You're right, and also on top of that, they delay them back, and that's another big thing for Complexity. You have a lineup it's really strong as sort of a death ball, but they're not getting the core pieces they need for it. They still don't have the relic. TC is now looking severely underleveled. He's only level 9. Compare that to Morphling, who's 13. And it goes
Yeah,
back to
he's
that
been getting a
4-man
lot of
push.
kills. He's 7-0. He's really big. And I'm not actually sure about this rush attempt right now.
There's a Sentry Ward. They
Oh, they
have
have a
some
DD.
vision.
Okay. They have a DD. That's why. I didn't see the DD in his bottle actually.
Yeah, Morphling could just do this so fast when he's morphed all the
He
way
went down
heavy.
to 1 strength and now he just took it easily.
Misery, BKB picked up, zips in on Hannah Montana. pajkatt waiting in the wings for a waveform through. Not gonna hit time, the Ravage will connect, but not really doing too much there. pajkatt not the target you want, Shackle, Bear to jeyo. jeyo in a lot of trouble, Imps flying through, Burrow Strike through, and down goes another. pajkatt absolutely out of control. Just winning this game right now for his team with some great backup along the way. They win a Rosh fight, they kill 3, the Ravage is blown, the Relic's still not up. The mech, has that even been completed? No, the mech just purchased. But fluffnstuff really not able to contribute. This is looking pretty bad for Complexity all of a sudden.
It really is, actually. Like, they turned this game so well. Like, Misery, right now, I think the key player is Misery. Like, he's making so many plays everywhere. He picked up so many people. He has 9 assists. And getting that BKB was such a smart play by him. Like, nowadays you realize,
Dire's top
he's
tower
gonna try and
is
find
under
Chen, but
attack.
I don't think he can kill him by himself with the mana pool.
Fluff. Blocking himself in with the creeps. Misery goes in, he's gonna pull him. I don't think he can fight this, you're right, it's too much damage. Where's the... Oh, he already used the Test of Fate. Oh,
Yeah.
Prophet
The
TP's
Fury
in.
will kill him, the Fury will kill him. Here goes. Oh no, Morphling is here!
Look at that staff jeyo has, but pajkatt's here, this could be trouble. Oh, pajkatt's going to work on jeyo. This could be a big turnaround. That bolt bounces through. It is going to spot Misery. Still alive.
Yes, there's more.
They need to
coming
run. I don't know about this fight. pajkatt very hard to lock down, but zip back in for Misery. Once jeyo pulls him in, some good damage coming out. Should be able to kill him off. jeyo sit back to base, not gonna beat up. There's your BKB. And Hannah Montana just has to watch. No Ravage on him.
Yeah, 4v2, and they just like got Complexity running.
This is where things get hairy. When you run a lineup that relies on the Tidehunter and the Venomancer for the big AoE damage, if they get their BKBs up, or if they have Ages, you're in some trouble.
Like, I was gonna mention, like, you see nowadays, Storms, they never get BKBs. They either go Bloodstone, or they go Orchids, or whatever. And this game, Misery getting this BKB was a very, very smart choice by him. And you saw in that Roche fight how much it did. Like, the Tidehunter wanted to ravage something, but then he couldn't. But then he did anyways because he felt like his team was just gonna, you know, get demolished if he doesn't cast it.
Right, and the only hero he really connected on was Morphling, who just morphs the strength and really doesn't care about it. Speaking of that Morphling, oh, mech up on lacoste. The CLG definitely getting their items now. Akke just going to... Yeah, and Lincoln's on him, I was about to say. It's looking pretty good. So what do you go for from here if you're pajkatt? Do you just get damage? I mean, even a BKB?
Oh yeah, for sure damage. I'm guessing he will go for Manta, maybe. Like, normally when pajkatt plays Morphling, if he wants to go Ethereal Blade, he will go first item Ethereal Blade. But you know, the other thing about Ethereal Blade is that it makes you really, really squishy. And against heroes like Chen or something, if you're not going on him, when you're Ethereal and he lands that Test of Faith or something on you, that's gonna deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, I was casting.
And such things.
I was casting some games yesterday where I believe it was a Morphling who went Ethereal Blade, and he used the Ethereal Blade, and then Queen of Pain just turns around. Oh, this was LGD versus IG, game 1. The Queen of Pain just turns around, being played by Xiao and drops the ult and the Spree of Pain and kills him. You know, the shotgun is suddenly turned around and pointed at your own face, and that's not what you want. Oh, another zip in. They're gonna catch Fluff.
You're never safe when there's a Morphling and a Storm on the other team.
It's just the initiation rate. It's ridiculous for this team. And it goes back to those earlier fights where they got their core items up. Before they have these items, maybe you kill them off when they zip in, but now, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, there is a Radiance up on TC, so that's some good news for Complexity. But it's very late.
Yeah, the thing is, like, how much is this Radiance really going to do at this point, you know? Like,
How do you...
pajkatt... Go ahead.
No, it's just, well, it will let you split push, but I'm still wondering, how do you kill off the Storm and the Morphling?
I don't think there's any chance they can kill off the Storm. Like, he needs to get really... You know, oh god, the courier! Courier!
What a ninja.
Oh, and he's gonna get a free Furion for his troubles.
Oh no, this is not looking good. And lacoste TPing out mid, wants to bait out the Ravage. No, he is gonna bait it out. Ravage just for Windrunner, that's not really what they want. And he's not even gonna get the Windrunner. In fact, it's Akke doing big damage to Ix. Like, Hannah Montana held in place, trying to TP out. This might be just in time, it will. TC entangles Misery. Oh no. Misery gets everybody escapes on CLG, and Ravage is blown. Is this time to go all mid?
I'm not actually sure why he ravaged. Do you know?
I guess he just wanted Windrunner. I think maybe it's just frustration at this
Like,
point.
The only hero that can do DPS on their team right now is basically the Syllabear with Radiance.
And
you
he's
know?
top.
Dire's
And
top tower
yeah,
is under
yeah, exactly. And he was top lane, so I'm not sure what the ravage was for. Yeah, this TC's dead. He can't TP out when pajkatt still has his adaptive strike up, and there's no support coming in for him. Okay, and why TC? Why did you?
He's created a horrible prison. And Misery KS's it. Zips in from about 1,000,000 miles away. He wants that kill. No Bloodstone. No real reason to steal it, but he's gonna take it anyway. Carry.
I'm not sure what's going on. Because TC just used his bear when he knew he was 100%
Oh,
dead.
I didn't even notice that. Oh no.
Yeah, he resummoned his bear after the Enchantress killed it.
Well, you were saying you didn't think this Radiance would be very useful. I can tell you right now, if that hero's dead, or that bear's dead, it's not gonna be useful at all, man.
Yeah.
And here comes the
top
push stop.
tower is under attack.
What do you do now if you're Complexity?
Dire's middle tower is under
I don't know. The problem here is Furion. Okay, he's a good split pusher, but then they got the biggest counter pick against Furion, and that's Storm Spirit. Like wherever this Furion goes, he's not safe.
Oh, mid lane.
Okay, they will go for fluffnstuff instead.
Oh, fluff. He is not
Just in
having a good
BKB
time.
by Misery.
Yeah, that's totally worth your Chen dying for the 5th. By the way, Fluff has been playing really well today, so I'm just kidding, but he's been dying a lot this game, not having fun. And like you said, it's the Storm and the Morphling, you're just never safe.
Yeah. That's what happens when, like today actually, when they picked Furion, they actually banned Storm almost every game. I'm not sure, but against CLG they decided not to ban Storm. Interesting.
Well, they actually, was it Complexity? I think they played against CLG and they picked Storm versus Prophet Tinker and they just crushed it.
No, they.
Oh, that was you guys.
CLG
That was you
against
guys. That was you guys.
Defense, yeah.
Yeah, the Storm is really good against those global strats, right? If you get the levels up, then you can just pick them off whenever they're off by themselves.
Exactly. If he has a good lane, then yeah. Like, look at this Storm. He's 7-0-11. Wherever this Furion is, he's gonna be there and he's gonna kill him. Especially when he gets this Hex. This Furion is not safe anywhere. And that means like Furion's effectiveness has just been reduced by like, I don't know, 80%.
The Jeyo's not really close to a Hex of his own either, and well, I mean he's fairly
1,500
close.
gold.
But the chance of farming this, I feel, might be kind of small.
Yeah. But even if he does get Hex, he's still not safe because, you know, BKB Misery, he just, anywhere on the map, he just zips in, BKBs, and he's dead.
And it's never a good sign when pajkatt is just man-fighting against your bear. 1v1, 1v2 even. 4,200 gold up on him. Let's see, what is he gonna go for? Maybe it will be the Ethereal Blade. It could be a Butterfly.
Oh yeah. Maybe I think it will be. I don't know, pajkatt. He knows what's up. Actually, at this point in time, I don't think it would matter whether he went Ethereal Blade or Butterfly. But I do feel like if he does go Butterfly, he can just mow down the entire team instead of just killing off one guy, you know?
Right, maybe he wants to let Misery have his day in the sun too. That's certainly possible.
Yeah.
And this is what Complexity like to do, especially when they're behind. They go for a smoke gank, try and get themselves back in the game. But unfortunately, CLG either don't know or just don't care. They're all bottom, pushing. They're going to get a free tier 2 from the looks of things.
The problem with Complexities, even if they want to try and get back in this, they have no disables to try and lock a hero down, you know? So even if they did find someone in the jungle or something, they're just gonna casually walk away probably.
It's actually one of the weaknesses of their lineup, is they rely on that Hex on the Prophet to get the single target lockdown. And the Entangle really doesn't do much against these two carries, the Storm and the Morphling. They just zip on out of it.
Yeah, and now they're pressuring bottom. Oh my. Look at that damage with the double damage.
Oh, the zip in. They want to force this Ravage out. And they're going to. Too easy right now for Misery. It's just too easy.
Yeah, they will lose this Rax for sure. Without Tidehunter, there's nothing they can do.
And no buyback on him either. Bear locked is free.
Yeah, there's a new one.
Big epicenter comes out for Misery. Not for Misery. Excuse me, from Miracle. That's the GG. As fast as Complexity has been winning some games, they drop one today.
I want to point something out. Look at the bottom tower on Dire. Do you see that?
It's undeniable.
It has 80 HP. You know, they had this at like 7 minutes, I think, in the game. right?
Radiant's
I think
And
it was
do you
that-
remember when I pointed out what happened with the Furion, where he just walked away casually and went to farm the jungle when
Right.
the rest of his
They
team
never
was
got to
pushing?
come back.
Yeah, if they actually was there with the Furion, and they did take this tower down, and Morphling is still like level 5 or whatever, and Storm is like level 6, and they have like 2 Chen creeps with Tidehunter ult and everything, they could have just
My
pushed
sprites
in
are
there.
with us.
You know,
And
maybe it just
probably gotten a Rax at like 12 minutes in the game, or pressured it.
maybe it just comes down to mind games where. I mean, really, do you expect CLG to not defend their tier 3 when it's about to die?
No, they can defend, but like, how effective is it gonna be against something like a Tidehunter who has his Ravage, and your team still, you know, lacking items? Like Morphling and Storm, they're
Yeah,
really
they were-
good mid.
They were quite poor at that point.
Yeah, exactly. They were poor, and coL has, you know, level 7 Bear and Chen level 5 with 2 creeps, you know, and Furion with level 3 Chens. I don't know. I think if jeyo was there, it could have been some kind of game-changing play that could have happened at bottom.
Yeah, it might have gone from a 28-minute victory for CLG into a 10-minute one for Complexity, or the start of one
could-
anyway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for game number 1. CLG take it. We should be heading to game number 2 momentarily. This is a best out of 3. I am LD. He is 1437. Thanks again for joining me for this one, and we'll be coming back momentarily with game number 2. Stay tuned for that. You won't want to miss it.